often asked in workshops and coaching sessions, how do you help develop somebody's self-efficacy? First and foremost, Bandura found in the 1970s that self-efficacy is this belief, this confidence we have in our own abilities. He was inspired by research around internal and external locus of control. Other research actually found that self-efficacy is context-specific, meaning you might have a teacher that feels very comfortable building student-teacher relationships in their classroom, that they don't feel as confident when it comes to using different instructional strategies in the classroom, like differentiated instruction. It happens for leaders too, because in 2000, Bandura actually found that leaders who feel efficacious are going to double their efforts, and those that don't feel efficacious are going to slacken their efforts. There's often this hard balance between management practices and instructional leadership, and that happens because a lot of leaders feel much more comfortable in the management role than they do in instructional leadership because they don't feel credible. So in 2016, I wrote a book called Collaborative Leadership, 6 Influences That Matter Most, and it's been translated into multiple languages. And I put a very simple image in there because I like simplicity quite a bit, and it was called Meet, Model, and Motivate. And what it was meant to do is tell us that we need to meet people where they are, not where we think they are. We often have that implicit bias when it comes to kids or adults. People are judged based on the color of their skin, sexual orientation, their gender, their zip code, and in small towns, their last name, because we know that family. So meeting means that we have to get an entry point into the conversation. So say there's a teacher that wants to use reciprocal teaching, I'm going to look at them and say, so you've talked about reciprocal teaching, what does that look like in your classroom? And that gives me my entry point. It will work for anything, whether we're talking about growth mindset or using the jigsaw method. What that leads next to is modeling, because what we know from Bandura's research especially is that vicarious experiences, they're the number 2 way to actually increase somebody's self-efficacy. Mastery experiences is number 1. So what we could do is that gradual release of responsibility where we might model what it looks like, then we co-teach with them and we give that gradual release over to them, and then finally they do it on their own, and then they're going to be motivated to actually start doing these practices, using these practices on their own. Ken Leithwood out of Ontario, his research has shown that for people to feel motivated, they have to have a sense of agency. They have to know that if they're going to try something new, that we are going to support them as leaders, as instructional coaches, as PLC leads. That's how you raise somebody's self-efficacy.